What's up, guys? Welcome to On the Table podcast. I'm your host, Brant. This podcast was inspired by conversations I've had with clients while on the table at Built Bodyworks, whether it's athletics, successes, failures, life, relationships. I'm honored that they share their stories with me, and I just wanted a platform for them to share their stories with others. With that, we got on Mr. Mika Tafua.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for being here. Former defensive end for the University of Utah football team. I was able to work with Mika. What was that, 21 season? Would that be 21? Yeah, because 22 just barely.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so I met you clear back probably in
like 2019.
Yeah. But then we really dialed in working one-on-one like 2020 to 2021.
That COVID year. And then,
yep.
Yeah.
Because you came in pretty much a day or two before your guys' games.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get you feeling right for gameplay. But anyways, dude, I appreciate your friendship and thanks for allowing me to help you and help your body, man.
No, when you told me that you're doing this, I was like, man, it's a cool thing. You know, like we always talk on the table, you know, about like, you know, conversations we have and conversations that you have with other clients and stuff. Like, nothing too crazy, but just like, you know, I was like, it's a cool idea, and
absolutely
can't wait to watch all the other episodes and see other conversations you have with other people.
Right. No, I'm stoked. It's gonna be super fun. I love that you guys just share your lives with me, and it's been fun. It's been fun to get to know each of you. First and foremost, so you just got back from Hawaii.
Yep,
Mr.
Back from the 808.
You're from Oahu, correct?
On the North Shore.
Talk to me a little bit about what it was like to play football in Hawaii, growing up in Hawaii. Let's hear a little bit about that, and then kind of the route. Did you know you always wanted to play college football and kind of carrying forward?
Yeah, so I mean, like, growing up, especially in Hawaii and the North Shore and Laie, like, there's a high school over there, it's Kahuku, and it's like the biggest thing over there, and everyone wants to be a part of it. I ended up not going to Kahuku because my uncle coached at a different high school, so I ended up playing somewhere else. But that was always a dream to play over there first, and then eventually, you know, make it to the NFL. I didn't know how to get there or what. That was just a dream that, like, I feel like everyone has on the North Shore. Totally. You know, they want to play football and then eventually make it to the next level. So yeah, that was just always something I wanted to do. And my mom she was kind of like a pain, you know, because
she push you a lot?
She never let me play football.
Oh, the opposite. Okay, okay.
Because like all my friends would always tease me because I'd say like, oh, I want to be an NFL player when I grow up, this, that. And then they're like, you're not even playing football right now. Like, how are you going to do that?
How do I get into that?
Yeah, so.
And so the turning point was high school for her.
Yeah, that's when she for real let me play football.
Okay.
Because when I was.
you were sneaking.
Yeah. When
that's what he failed to say.
Yeah, when I was like, I want to say middle school, or like, you know, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. She's like, all right, I'll let you play football if you learn how to play the piano. And so then she put me in piano lessons, and like, I can't focus like or anything.
Okay.
And so like trying to learn the piano, like I learned enough to like. She said you have to learn how to play 3 songs on the piano.
Songs. Okay.
So like I learned 3 songs, and she let me play. And so I signed up for, you know, like the little league, the youth league, and I think it was like 7th or 8th grade. But what she did is that when the season was going, because those seasons are pretty short, like when you're in little league and stuff. And so when the season was on, we took a family vacation for like a month. And so I was gone for the whole season. So like technically, like I practiced and I signed up. I played like maybe 1 or 2 games.
Oh shoot!
And then I never played till high school. So.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. What was I think that's kind of rough. I kind of did something similar. I only played a little bit in junior high, and then like I feel like I don't know what it's like in Hawaii, but I feel like it's kind of hard to dive in high school when all these kids have been playing since they were in like freaking kindergarten. What was it like to jump in, and when did you realize like I'm going to take this far?
Well, I mean, like looking back now, you know, 2020 vision, you know, hindsight, whatever. Like I'm grateful that she didn't let me get into it too early.
Okay.
Because like, you know, I played other sports like soccer, baseball, you know, like did flag football and stuff. But I'm just glad that I was able to, you know, learn all these other sports and like kind of be more well-rounded than just one thing. And so, yeah, once I got into it, I was able to like just really focus on football and
dive in.
Yeah.
That's way cool. What was kind of the process? So is it kind of junior, senior year when you're thinking like, okay, I want to go play college ball? And what was it about? I don't know. Maybe there wasn't a specific moment. Maybe it was a no-brainer to go play for the U. But when was it like go time for the University of Utah?
Yeah, it was actually funny. So in 8th grade going to 9th grade, there's a program at BYU.
Okay.
That
BYU Hawaii.
No, BYU Provo.
Okay.
Yeah. So BYU Provo, they have a thing for like Polynesians.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know what they call it, but my sister was going to that.
Okay.
So I ended up going with her or coming with her to Utah.
Okay.
Because she went to that camp because she's 1 year older than me.
Okay.
And then I ended up going to the BYU football camp. And that was like the first thing I ever done. Like,
okay.
Never played football. Like, I mean, I had like a couple practices with that junior
league
that I was talking about.
9th grade?
Yeah.
You said? Okay.
8th grade going into 9th grade.
Okay.
So that summer, so she went to that camp and I went to the football camp. And when I was at the football camp, like Bronco Mendenhall at the time, he was the coach. He came up to me and like we started talking. I ended up going to his office.
No way.
Yeah, and then I got a scholarship offer, but he's like, I'll only give you an offer right now if you commit to me right now. Ooh. So, freshman, I was like, say less, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I committed right there, called my mom and dad after. I was
I'm coming to BYU.
Yeah, I'm going to BYU. I got a full scholarship. And they're like, oh, that worked out. Because they weren't expecting anything. They just kind of wanted me to get, like, exposure to, the football world and stuff. And so that was cool. So from there, everything kind of, like, took off. Like, before I even played a down of high school football, JV or varsity.
Wow.
Like, I had a scholarship offer.
That's unreal.
I don't know how that happened, but, like, I'm just grateful that did happen. And then once that happened, I started to take everything else more serious.
Okay. So you came to Utah probably a little bit more often.
Yeah.
Correct? And then what was the transition from BYU to Utah? I know they hate hearing it. Yeah. Let's go.
So I went on a mission for 2 years. I went to Tacoma, Washington.
Right.
And it was funny because, like, although I committed to BYU.
You had the scholarship before that. Okay.
Although I went to, committed to BYU, when it was my senior year, it kind of made it really hard because I really liked, University of Washington because Chris Peterson was there. Like,
yeah.
There's Haoli Kikaha. He was over there.
Okay.
He's like a cool guy, and he was doing really good. And I was like, man, UW sounds really nice.
Okay.
And so it came down signing day, like BYU, UW. I ended up signing with BYU. And then like a week or two later, I got my mission call to Tacoma, Washington. And I was like,
you're like,
bro,
no,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
was like, man, maybe this is, God telling me I should have went to Washington. And so then I was like, if I go on my mission, because there was like some kind of rumors of like Coach Mendenhall leaving. So I was like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I thought if he leaves, then I'm going to be open when I come back. I'm going to go through that recruiting process again.
Okay.
And like, I really like UW, probably going to go there. So when my mission was done, I ended up going straight from Tacoma. My mom came to Washington, and I drove straight up to UW, talked to Coach Peterson, all of that. And then that Saturday, I think it was in 2017, is when Utah played BYU that week.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
So after I met with them, I flew here to Utah, because I have some family over here. So I came over here, went to that game. And at that game, I was on the BYU sideline, and I saw, like, all the coaches from BYU and whatever. And then I saw Utah warming up, and I saw them in the U formation, like, pregame, and they were doing, like, the Utah melee, and it was getting, like, turnt over there. And I was like,
you're like, wait a second, I kind of like that.
I was like, I mean, no offense against BYU, but, I was looking over there. I was like, man, that seems like a lot of fun, like, everybody seems like,
really.
They're all turned, getting ready for the game. Watch the game. They did really good. But, prior to the game starting, I don't know if I could say this because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
You're good.
But I saw Coach Lewis Powell.
Okay.
Yeah, he was over there pre-game warm up. But I had known him because before my mission, he was at the University of Hawaii.
Oh,
Coaching,
okay.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
coaching
So
over
you had a
there.
prior
Yeah,
knowing.
so I knew him, and when he was recruiting me to UH, I was like, man, coach, you cool, but like I gotta get off the island. Like, I've been here forever. I need to go somewhere else. And so he's like, I mean, if you want, you can come take a trip next week to Utah. Come check it out. And so that following week after the win, I went to Utah, seeing like a couple of my friends from like high school and stuff, like Brad,
From Hawaii.
yeah,
Okay.
Bradley and I,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Malik. I can't think who else was there, but yeah, it was them, and I was like, man, this just feels like home.
Feels right.
Yeah, so I ended up signing right there, and
That day.
yeah, and I ended up staying. So my official visit to Utah is pretty much like signed, and I stayed there. So
wow.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 weeks after I got released from my mission. So
dang, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you were set on the path. That's freaking cool.
Yeah, everything just kind of, how we
lines up.
worked it out. So
that's freaking cool, man.
Crazy.
What was your favorite time or favorite part about being with the University of Utah? I know you've talked to me a couple times before. Like everybody seemed pretty close. Yeah. It was like a family. And then kind of the journey to, having a starting position and being a captain, like that's pretty solid. What was that like?
I mean, like that's one thing that drew me to Utah is like when I got there, everybody was just so like open, welcoming, and everyone was like, "What's up?" It doesn't matter like if they were, the star player at the time, or like they was just on the team.
Really,
like, everyone was just like, "Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing?" Which kind of made me feel at home, and I like that, and that's what I kind of try to make like everyone else feel when they came to Utah. So I kind of try to like continue that tradition of like the brotherhood, and I've been around like a lot of people from a lot of other schools, and I feel like there's nothing similar to what you experience at Utah with as far as like that brotherhood.
Really,
but
dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of their biggest pieces too, is like being a family. They even say that at games.
I mean, if you look at the coaching staff, like all of them are Utah alum,
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, not all of them, most of them.
Right. Dude, that's solid. I want to hear a little bit about, I've always been curious, just like, what's the scheduling like when it comes to like going to classes and practices? And then you have weightlifting days, right?
Honestly, I can't remember. Like, I just remember, like if you're not practicing, you're lifting that day. So you're always doing something.
Okay.
But yeah.
So if you're not practicing, you're lifting. If you're not lifting, you're probably in class or resting
or something. So
cool.
Nothing
too crazy.
Just staying.
It just flows.
Yeah, it's just they'll find a way for you to do something.
Okay. So you didn't feel like classes and stuff ever were like difficult to get to in terms of making it to practice?
Yeah, no, I was like they have enough time in between like classes and practice and stuff like that. So, but not much.
Okay.
I will tell you that COVID was nice. I mean, having online classes.
Oh yeah, everybody went to online.
Yeah, they record the lecture so you can just watch it in 2x speed and like, all right, do all your homework and stuff.
Can you take it in at 2x speed though? Is the question.
I graduated, so I just.
That's awesome, dude. Dude, senior year was when I really, really got to know you. I remember at one point, and I don't know if this carried through. I probably should have looked this up beforehand, but you were leading in like teams. No, it was Pac-12 sacks. I don't know if it was like halfway through the season. Did that kind of carry through to the end of the season?
Yeah, I ended up finishing the season leading the pack in sacks. Which is like, I mean, I had like 10, I think.
Okay.
And so I was kind of surprised because I didn't think that 10 would cut it.
Okay.
But like, yeah, it just.
Dude, that's crazy. Dude, tell me a little bit about gameplay, because this is things people don't get to experience. What's it like being down on the field, hearing plays, and the crowd? I'm sure you guys feed off the crowd. Because there was that one year I went and I was on the field helping you guys, and they were redoing the stadium. Do you remember that in like 2020? Nobody was in the stadium.
Well, that was COVID. And so it was like, there was nobody. They were doing construction in the, is that the south?
South end, yeah.
South end zone. And I don't know, it felt weird. It felt like a spring game. Like,
really?
Maybe a little less than that, but.
A little colder than that.
Yeah. But it was cool, though. It was good, like, interesting experience,
Yeah.
Not too many people can say that, played a game at Rice Eccles when like no one was there. So
True.
it's interesting.
I like it. How do you feel? I feel like sometimes there's such quick pace in sports that if you make a mistake or I don't know, the play didn't work out, whatever, however it goes, how do you just like quickly reverse back into, hey, it's still go time? You know, like how do you switch that mindset?
Well, I mean, it's always next play, you know, whether there's a good play or whether there's
True.
a bad play. And so it's just something that like you just train yourself to do. Like,
Yep.
you know, if you're playing at this level, then you have to be like that. You can't let it, you know, hinder your performance like the last play. So it's always like next play. So
that's way cool. Do you have I mean, if you can remember one, a favorite game that year that you played in?
2021?
Yes.
Like my last year?
Senior year, yeah.
I will want to say the Oregon game was so fun.
Dude.
Especially because, like, the beginning of the season, like, the way it was going, it was just, like...
A little rocky, right?
Broke the streak to the team down south and then lost in overtime to San Diego State, lost to Oregon State of all...
Oh, that was the switch to Cam Rising.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
You're good.
But, like, Oregon State, we lost to them. And then, yeah, it was just, like... I think we got... Like, the opposing teams rushed the field, like, all three of those times. Like San Diego, I don't know if San Diego State rushed the field, but I know Oregon State rushed the field. Team down south rushed the field. So like,
and that just hurts.
Yeah, when we beat Oregon, it was like on the opposite side of that. So that was like, you know, a good feeling to like have your fans on the field celebrating the win, especially you know, the fashion that we did. And then going to the Pac-12 Championship and winning that was a nice experience.
Dude, that's so cool. I remember being at the Oregon game.
Yeah.
And the crowd was wild. It was the funnest game I think I've been to.
I remember I seen you on the field after the game. I was like,
You know, I remember I looked at Lex. I was like, yo, we're running down there. She's like, no, we'll get in trouble. I'm like, oh, we're definitely going down there. Like, you don't get to do this, you know? But you're high-fiving people you've never met. Like, the whole crowd is just loving it. It's such a fun environment. I love those environments. Fast forward to, Pac-12 Championship. That was really cool. Played Oregon again.
Yeah.
How was that kind of taking it on the second time?
It was fun. I had, like, a little injury bothering me during that game. But
hip?
Yeah, I had a sports hernia. So,
that's right.
I kind of, like, tore my adductor and my core muscles. So playing in that game, it wasn't fun, but, like...
Didn't feel right.
Yeah, I was just, like, good experience being out there, you know, and... winning the Pac-12, especially after being to 2 before and losing those, I'd want to say that's like the worst feeling. Like, I remember talking to the team before the game, like, and saying, you know, like going to these games, it's almost better to like, I don't know. For me, I'd rather not make it to the game than make it to the game and lose it, because that's like the worst feeling ever.
Right.
And so I just try to like express that to them, like, you guys don't want to have that feeling and I don't want you guys to have that feeling, and I'll do anything, you know, like I'll push through whatever I'm going through just so that we can get that win and we can have the opposite experience. And so to win that game, man, like,
that's cool.
It was a cool experience.
Team captain right there. What a speech. I love it, dude. That's cool. I want to fast forward a little bit, kind of carrying up into like NFL Pro Day and stuff. I mean, were there goals and parameters you had to set to like kind of be ready for that day? Whether it was, I remember talking to you a little bit about like even your weight. Like they look at everything. You know. By the way, I have a video of this, dude. You benched, what was that, 225?
Yeah,
I think you got that like 23, 24 reps. I have that on video, by the way. What? I can't do that. And the other thing about football players that I've seen is that you guys not only have power, but you have endurance. It's just part of the sport. So, like, bro, you got tired around like 18, 19, and he did like 5, 6 more reps. When I get tired, bro, I don't even have half a rep in me. Like, I'm dropping that thing, you know?
Well, so there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people there, you know? So I was like...
Dude, I saw so many, like, logos and team scouts from all sorts of... There had to have been one from every team there. It was packed in there.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of people there.
That was cool. But what was it like prepping for that?
Honestly, the first time I ran was at my pro day. Like,
okay,
I had surgery.
Oh yeah,
I had surgery right, like I want to say like end of January, like very end of January.
I remember that.
And then pro day was like March.
Yep.
So, yeah, I had like maybe a month and a half, really, to like rehab everything, and I really didn't feel like, you know, like I prepared enough, but I knew that it would be worse for me to not do anything at pro
Right.
day than for me
Got
to
to try it
like,
anyways.
yeah. But hindsight, I don't know if I would have done anything different. Maybe like not played in the Rose Bowl because like I didn't know it was that serious of an injury.
Right.
But yeah, no regrets. Just grateful for the journey that that I have that I can still continue. But yeah, just pro day was hard, man.
Was
like,
it?
Just because like my body wasn't feeling good and
Wasn't 100.
but I was able to push through it. I mean, I didn't think I did like good, but I didn't think I did like super bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like I did, enough to show them that I'm not hurt as
Yeah.
much as,
You're capable.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love it, man. I just think it's cool that, I mean, even going back to like junior high, high school or whatever, you have a dream of playing in the NFL and then you get a moment to actually get there,
Yeah.
you know? What was it like? So preseason, didn't you play in every preseason game with the Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Watching you do that. What's kind of the feeling and the difference of playing in the NFL versus college?
Yeah. I mean, preseason, like, I felt it wasn't too different. It's just, I didn't ever play special teams in college.
Oh, okay.
Not because I didn't want to. It's just because, like, I just didn't play special teams. And so, like, playing special teams and then going on defense, man, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm conditioned. I'll run after practice too, and like, I don't know if I was ready for that. So, like, running down on kickoff. I remember what game was it? It was the Chargers.
Okay.
And I felt like I had a pretty decent game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
But we ran down on kickoff. They called it back because someone was like offsides or something. So we had to go back and run down again.
You're like, no.
And then stay on defense. And then it was like 2 minutes. So like everything's fast paced anyway. Yeah. And so I was like, bro, I'm about to pass out.
Really?
And so, yeah, that was tough. But
okay.
As far as football, football's football. Everyone's good at the next level.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember that you're there for a reason too,
Totally.
I feel like is the biggest thing from the NFL to college, or from college to the NFL, is that like you have to believe in yourself and just be prepared for any opportunity that you get, because you may not get many opportunities.
True.
Especially as like undrafted guy, which I was. So, just trying to stay on top of, my body and everything. Like that's why every time I'm in town I hit you up. You know what I mean?
We
like,
get some work done.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I mean, hopefully in the future you can even come out to wherever.
That's the goal, man. I'll be there.
So
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll work till that. But yeah, just trying to stay on top of that and making sure I don't get hurt, taking care of the body, like the fuel, fuel for my body, all of that. So it's kind of hard back in Hawaii because,
food?
I got to lock in again after that.
I love it.
There's a lot of good food out there.
I believe that, yeah. Were practices or anything different? Like, did you feel like it was any harder? And then what about like, I don't know, because you said you'd already known people at like the U, but getting drafted and going to a team that you don't know anybody, is there differences in like, because the U is family.
Yeah.
Is the NFL a little bit different to kind of like make friends with people? Like some of the stars, are they Mr. Too Cool, or is it like?
No, everybody's pretty cool,
pretty chill?
Yeah, it's just, I feel like in college it's more like, your brother is this.
Yeah.
Like and I feel like in the NFL, it's like that, but there's so many different ages.
True.
Like
oh yeah.
Like in Pittsburgh, I was playing with a guy, his name's Tyson Alu from Hawaii.
Shout
and
out
I remember,
Tyson.
I remember watching him when I was like in elementary kind.
No way.
And I brought it up to him when I got to Pittsburgh. After practice, we were walking off the field. I was like, "Hey, bro, I remember when you got drafted. I think I was in elementary." And he just looked at me. He's like, shook his head. He's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's still family, like, but it's kind of like coworkers type of thing.
Yeah, you're
like,
showing up.
You have guys that you hang out with after, but some people have their own family, so like, they do their own thing, and it's a lot different than college in that aspect. But everyone's still cool.
I didn't even think about it like that. Speaking of Pittsburgh, kind of transitioning, so from Dallas Cowboys to now Pittsburgh Steelers, correct? What's kind of, I don't know, your game plan from here on out, and where are you at, and
Yeah.
what's it look like?
I mean, like I said, like
Keep working.
just control what you can control. Just
Mhm.
staying ready is a big thing for me, so I can take advantage of any opportunity that I get. I'm I'm grateful for the opportunity I had to be in Pittsburgh because I feel like there's a lot more opportunities over there, and so just waiting for my opportunity, take
Keep
advantage
going.
of it. Yeah.
One day at a time. Do you feel like, I feel like sometimes when I look at like professionals, you get to this moment. I don't necessarily want to say it like this because I still feel like like you said, there's different levels, there's different things to look at.
Yeah.
That term of like, oh, he's made it, right? Like he's made it. Do you still feel like, yeah, it takes, I already see where you're coming from. Do you feel like it still takes insane amounts of work to just like,
Oh yeah, for
keep
sure.
building on your
Like,
craft?
you can never get comfortable. Like you even see like the guys in the NFL that are doing it at a high level, like they're never like comfortable with where they're at, and that's something that they instilled it with us at Utah. Coach Wood
Good.
always says like the hay's never in the barn, and so I just feel like I keep that same mentality. Like you're never made it. Like, and I feel like most, if not everyone in the league, has that same mentality too.
Dude, I love it.
So
I think it's like Tim Grover, and he was talking about, it was either Kobe or Michael Jordan, and he always said like, you get a moment to celebrate, but we go back to work tomorrow.
yeah.
Like there's always moments to build upon. I mean, you have an accomplishment, love it, be there for it, but continue to work. And I think that's important for people to know, that look up to you and see like, oh, he made it, he's in the NFL, he's doing this and that. There's still a lot of work that goes into that.
Yeah.
So I respect you for that. But
Appreciate it.
dude, I look forward to seeing what's next for you and what you
Same.
accomplish. We'll keep in contact for sure. But thanks for being here today, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for trusting me to help you and your body, and look forward to more, man.
Yep. Thank you for taking care of my body all the time.
Absolutely. Shout out
years.
University of Utah. Anybody else? Mom at home. You mentioned mom. Shout out mom.
Love you. All my family.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, dude.
Thanks, Brant.